Hello, my name is Kelsey and welcome to Becoming Home. In this episode, we are DIYing marbled mugs using nail polish and water. Have you ever watched a tutorial that showcased beautiful results and then attempted that craft for yourself and had it fail miserably? Have you ever been frustrated that a tutorial didn't warn you about pitfalls or steer you away from incorrect techniques? This video is not that kind of tutorial. You will definitely see the nitty-gritty wrong things that I did. However, hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes and be successful the first time around. I have this beautiful notebook that I use to keep track of my daily tasks, and I noticed that one of my nail polishes matches the blush color of the notebook perfectly. So I decided to try and DIY some marbled mugs. I also have this white pearlescent polish so I can add some shimmer. I took myself off to the dollar store to buy 2 cheap ceramic mugs. Once I got home, I filled an old Tupperware container with lukewarm water. This container actually had a hole in it, but I knew I would just be throwing away the entire thing afterward, so I just duct taped the hole closed. I also bought 2 little white pumpkins, but they did not marble well at all, as you will soon find out. The first thing I did was remove the labels and wash both my mugs and pumpkins and let them dry. Don't forget to take off your jewelry. This project can get messy. Pour your nail polish into your water. You want the polish to float on the surface of the water. If it sinks, that means the water is too cold. You can swirl designs into the colors by using a skewer or toothpick. First, I dipped my pumpkin. I dipped it straight down and then moved it around to get more color onto the surface. I cleared the excess polish from the water with the skewer, added more nail polish, then dipped my first mug using the same technique. I didn't particularly like either result. The pumpkin just looked messy and the mug didn't have great coverage, even though the pattern was striking. I used the same technique to dip the second pumpkin and the second mug. This time I dipped the mug in several times in order to get full coverage. However, this did not work out well for me at all and became a huge globby mess. So I used nail polish remover and wiped some more until I got every glob off the mug, and then I gave it a second attempt. This time I decided to dip the mug in each color separately. First I dipped it in the pearlescent white and let it dry for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, I checked on my pumpkins and discovered this. The nail polish had eaten straight through the styrofoam. As I was already unhappy with the results of the pumpkins, I decided to chuck them in the bin. Now back to my mug, which I'm dipping in the blush pink. This definitely turned out better than the first time around, but I was not at all happy with my results. I didn't like the obvious line where the nail polish ended on the first mug, although the lines of blush polish were pretty cool. And the second mug just looked messy and goopy. What was I doing wrong? The mugs I'd seen looked like beautiful, light swirling watercolors. Determined to find out, I took myself back to the dollar store for more supplies. The video was no longer a tutorial. It was an experiment. Analyzing my unsatisfactory results, I determined that the first issue was the size and depth of my dipping container. I was struggling to get enough coverage without having to double dip, which contributed to the messy, goopy result. I believe the second issue had to do with the temperature of my water. I hypothesized that if the water was warmer, the nail polish would not harden so quickly, thereby giving me more of a watercolor effect and less gunk. I figured that a third factor might be the quality and/or type of the nail polish. Armed with more supplies, I started my second attempt. I purchased a deeper bowl for dipping as well as a bottle of nail polish from the dollar store. This was not because I needed more nail polish, but because I wanted to determine if the type/quality of nail polish made a difference. I also bought more nail polish remover because I almost finished the bottle I had with my previous attempt. The first nail polish I tried was this lilac. Because it says Insta-Dry, I'm skeptical of how well it will work. I'm expecting it to foam up pretty quickly, so I'm trying to work fast. Wow, look at that. Look how quickly it hardened and foamed up. Besides that though, I'm liking how the top is looking. I'm using a skewer to clear all the old remnants from the water. Look how much goop is on there. I decided to get new water entirely. I didn't want any old polish contaminating the results of the next mug. This time I'm using the dollar store nail polish. It's hard to see, but this bottle says with hardeners, so I'm expecting similar results to the Insta-Dry bottle. Once again, the mug wasn't awful, but it wasn't great either. The next nail polishes are from an Albertsons grocery store. They don't say fast drying or with hardeners or anything like that. I also know that these work pretty well on my marbled Easter eggs. Again, I have warm water and I'm working as quickly as possible. I'm also doing a dual turn. Right off the bat, I like how that looks over any of the others. It looks much more natural than the other mugs. I wanted to see if using really warm water would make a discernible difference. I'm using the hottest water I can get from our tap, which is not so hot that I'd burn my hand. I'm again using the blue polish because I got the best results from that type. I'm not sure I see much of a difference between the results using warm water versus using hot water. This mug turned out just as well as the previous one. Finally, I wanted to go back to the dollar store pink polish and try that again. I'm removing the polish from the mug with 100% acetone nail polish remover. After rinsing and drying, I'm ready to dip again. Even though I worked fast, I still got gunky lines on the mug, which is not what I'm going for. Since I don't like the pink, I wiped it off and dipped the mug back into the blue polishes. Over the course of my experiment, I determined that speed also plays a part. As far as I can tell, the longer the nail polish sits on the surface of the water, the more gunky it will be. So in conclusion, there are several factors that will determine your level of success with this craft. First, make sure your bowl of water is large enough. Second, ensure your water is warm, not cold, and not lukewarm. Third, avoid nail polishes that are marketed as fast drying. And fourth, work quickly to prevent the nail polish from filming up and hardening. I love how the blue mugs turned out. They're not the color I was going for, but at least I now know the keys for success. Once you get it down, these mugs can be great personalized gifts. If you buy the mugs from the dollar store or even Target or Walmart, they are cheap and inexpensive. As far as maintenance, I would definitely hand wash these mugs in order to preserve the design for as long as possible. I would also be wary of putting them in the microwave. If you are hesitant to drink out of the mugs, they can make great vases or pencil holders. They could even hold paintbrushes and craft supplies. What do you guys think? Have you ever marbled something before? How did it turn out? Do you have any tips or tricks to share? I have felt the frustration of having a craft turn out completely differently than I expected. Sometimes tutorials make it seem as simple as 1, 2, 3, and it's not. I hope this episode has warned you of some of the pitfalls to avoid, and I wish you happy, successful crafting. If you like this video, be sure and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can check out some of my other crafting videos here, or watch my art videos by clicking here. As always, thanks to everybody out there supporting and watching my channel, and cheers for now.